For 13 years, there was one player who represented everything the Milwaukee Bucks stood for: loyalty, hard work, humility, and greatness. He wasn't drafted as a superstar, nor even expected to be an NBA starter. When the Bucks selected a skinny, unknown teenager from Greece with the 15th pick in the 2013 NBA draft, many fans don't even know how to pronounce his name: Giannis Antetokounmpo. Fast forward 13 years, he's now a two-time NBA MVP, an NBA champion, a Finals MVP, a Defensive Player of the Year, a 10-time All-Star. The list went on and on. Arguably the greatest player in Milwaukee Bucks history. But every great story eventually reached its final chapter. After years of carrying the franchise, injuries, playoff disappointment, and growing frustration, Giannis had officially been traded to Miami Heat in one of the biggest blockbuster deals in the NBA history. So today, let's visit the incredible journey of the Greek Freak, from selling the sunglasses on the streets to Athens to becoming an NBA legend, and why the journey has now taken him to South Beach. Well, in case you didn't know, what is up, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Marvin, codename CM. Welcome to the Codename channel once again. If you in any shape or form stumbled on this channel and somehow some way like this kind of content, do please like, share and subscribe to this channel, as each of your production subscription will be a massive motivation for me to upload new content. And don't forget to ring the notification bell for every new upload. With that said, let's get straight into the video. As before the MVP trophies, before the championship, before millions and millions of dollars, Giannis and his brother were just simply kids trying to help his families to survive. Born in Athens to the Nigerian immigrants' parents, Giannis and his brother often sold watches, bags and sunglasses on the streets because money was scarce. Some nights there wasn't enough food for everyone. Some days basketball wasn't even the priority. During the timeline, to survive was everything. Then one day, a scout noticed something extraordinary. A teenager over 6 feet tall with impossible long arms, incredible athleticism and endless rooms to grow. But the catch, he wasn't polished, not the most famous name. He was simply a raw potential. Despite all these risks, Bucks chose to trust this kid, and when Milwaukee drafted him in 2013, many analysts called him a project. And nobody imagined he would eventually become the face of the NBA. And Giannis' first few NBA seasons was about learning. He was incredibly skinny, defenders bullied him physically. His jump shot was decent but definitely not unreliable, a trait that still haunts him to this day. His ball handling was inconsistent, but the positive side for Giannis' size and length was a plus. Beside every season, he put on the works, improved every season, he came back stronger. Each year, he added something new to his game. Furthermore, his body seen massive improvement, including in height. First joined NBA as a 6'9" skinny forward to now a 6'11" muscular freak. The Bucks weren't just developing another player, he was slowly creating a superstar. And during that period, Bucks acquired a coach that changed Giannis' career trajectory. Jason Kidd, a former NBA All-Star, one of the best point guards in NBA. Kidd, during his early tenure as a coach, was not well received, but his development on Giannis was as an on-ball point forward certainly brought his game to the next level. In such development and self-discipline to improve, Giannis' numbers see a consistent increase year by year. In come the 2016-2017 season marked the year Giannis see everything change. Behind signing a 4-year $100 million contract extension definitely raised some eyebrow, but he proved otherwise. At just 22-year-old, the Greek Freak became an absolute monster physically, weighing 240 pounds muscular frame, but retained his lengthy body. But even better, in spite of the weight gain, his speed and stride remained a key asset in his game. While using his improvement physical tool, Giannis established himself as one of the league's most devastating slasher and transition scorer, as literally not many NBA defenders can hold him. Those bigger than him do not possess the speed, while those defenders with the speed certainly do not have the size to match with him. That season, Giannis averaged near 23 points, almost 9 rebounds and over 5 assists per game, led the Bucks in all 5 major statistic categories in the regular season, becoming only the 5th NBA players to do so. He earned his first All-Star selection, won the NBA's Most Improved Player award. Most importantly, the basketball world finally realized that Milwaukee has already known the Greek Freak has arrived. From that point onwards, Giannis wasn't just simply a promising young player. He became one of the league's biggest superstars. While his superstardom was announced, Giannis did not see a consistent success for the next 3 years until Bucks appointed Coach Mike Budenholzer. With Coach Bud, what followed is one of the greatest individual picks in NBA history. Giannis went consecutive years averaging close to 30 points, led the Bucks to the number 1 seed with 60 wins, and he won back-to-back NBA MVP awards, a Defensive Player of the Year award, multiple first-team All-NBA selection, Year after year, the Bucks were the powerhouse in the NBA, anchored by Giannis, where he dominated both ends on the court. Yet he met his ceiling during his MVP years. Once against Raptors, and another was an incredible run by Jimmy Butler-led Heat. During that time, everyone recognized Giannis was the current superstar in the NBA, but choked in the playoffs, where the pressure was the highest. Of course, every superstar is judged by one thing: championship. Before Giannis, LeBron James, whom used to receive a similar treatment as the superstar that unable to win the championship until his participant in the Heat as the Big Three. For years, critics questioned whether Giannis able to lead a team to the title. That statement was answered and crashed came 2021. During the 2020-21 season, back from the COVID era, the Bucks again one of the powerhouse team after acquiring Jrue Holiday, but they were not the favorites to win everything. Besides, they were against a mighty super team of Brooklyn Nets, who they have KD, Kyrie and Harden. This series was a certified classic, with the Nets taking 2 games lead, but when Bucks met a hard-fought 2 games to tie the series, but the Nets got the driving seat, winning the 5th game under KD's massive 49-point triple-double. Yet the Bucks do not go down without a fight, with Chris Middleton's 38 points helped the Bucks enter the deciding 7th game, and in the 7th games, drama went all-time high, whereby the Bucks were just a KD toe away for losing that series. Eventually, Milwaukee finally broke through. In the finals, the Bucks defeated the Phoenix Suns after trailing the finals 2-0, and Giannis himself gave some of the most memorable performance. His crucial box block against Ayton, the alley-oop dunk on the Chris Paul proceeded to give a cold-ass stare to the camera. But nothing beats the greatest final performance ever. 50 points, 14 rebounds, 5 blocks were the scoreline that Giannis did in the final. He secured the one championship, one final MVP, and 50 years after Milwaukee last lifted the Larry O'Brien trophy that Giannis had delivered. Well, in that moment, every ounce of criticism disappeared. He had done it. He had completed the basketball destiny. But championship doesn't guarantee success, and after 2021, expectations become even higher. Milwaukee continued to make aggressive moves, try to capitalize on Giannis' prime years. They trade in for superstars like Jrue Holiday with Damian Lillard, changed coach, reshaped the roster, yet every season ended in a disappointment. Early playoff exit, injuries, aging teammates, multiple missed opportunities. The pressure on Giannis and the Bucks keeping him happy became greater every year, and in the 25-26 season became the breaking point. Although injuries limited Giannis to just 36 games, and Milwaukee finished a disappointing 32-50 record, missing the playoffs for the first time in decades. Report also describing a growing tension between Giannis and the organization over his recovery and the team direction. For the first time in his career, the future felt very uncertain. Giannis has always been very loyal. He signed the Supermax contract, stayed when stars are leaving, and he gave the franchise everything knowing how Bucks trusted him on the first place. But eventually, even loyalty has its limits. There came the breaking news. Giannis Antetokounmpo traded. After months of speculation, the Milwaukee Bucks agreed to send Giannis and Bobby Portis to a Miami Heat in exchange for Tyler Hero, Kyle Ware, Jamie Juarez Jr., and Caparas, and a massive package of draft picks. It wasn't just another trade, it was the end of an era. One of the greatest players in the franchise history was leaving. With the departure arguably the best player of their franchise history, the Bucks basically pressed the reset button, prioritized young talents and draft future draft picks, signaling the beginning of a new era after 13 years and unforgettable season with Giannis. In the Heat, Giannis would join force with Bam Adebayo, immediately gave Miami one of the league's most intimidating defensive frontcourt and restoring them as a contender status in the Eastern Conference. Regardless what happened in Miami, Giannis' Milwaukee legacy is untouchable. The greatest player doesn't stay forever. Michael Jordan left Chicago, Shaq left Los Angeles, and LeBron left Cleveland twice. Now Giannis Antetokounmpo leaves Milwaukee. His story with the Bucks, his story with the Bucks was well documented and complete. He lives as one of the greatest players of his generation, and the next chapter begins in Miami. The only question now is, can the Greek Freak brings another championship to South Beach? Or will this blockbuster trade become one of the biggest what if? That's the end of the video. I know I never do an NBA video in this channel, but little do you know, I've always been Giannis fan since his breakthrough season. Given his departure from Bucks should be but not really surprising one. But however, what's your reaction on Giannis' legacy with the Bucks, and do you see his journey with the Heat be a successful one or a disaster waiting to strike? Comment down below so we can have a discussion. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you all in the next one.